Okay, so now in this lesson we are going to create a step-by-step an amazing database for our patterns. And as I mentioned in the previous lessons, the database is the support for our folders structure. So it is very important to dedicate time to create a tool that really suits our needs. When I discovered Airtable, I found out that this amazing tool is what I needed to complete my portfolio organization system. Airtable is a spreadsheet database hybrid with the features of a database but applied to a spreadsheet. Well, this might sound a bit intimidating, but when you see how it works, you will understand it very quickly. You can start by creating an account for free. If you remember, in the first lesson we already mentioned which pattern descriptive attributes could be integrated in our database to locate quickly any record. Let's review now what we need in the following scheme. Our first column will be always dedicated to children's folders SKU numbers, as those contain our final patterns. And remember that each colorway counts as one single pattern in our portfolio. The next column will include the type, if it's a vector or a raster. Next one, the level, if it's a hero, a coordinate or a blender. The repeat type, if it's a vertical half drop, horizontal half drop, diagonal, straight, tossed, etc. The theme or category will indicate the nature of the motifs that make up the print. It could be geometric, floral, animal, etc. The inspiration or subcategory will show the historical influence for the design, such as arts and crafts, toile de Jouy, damask, etc. The name, collection name, or colorway columns will include a specific test to define the print. The main colors are also a good idea to include in the database, but just keep the colors name simple. The thumbnail column will include the low-res images that we have saved in our children's folders. Then we can also insert other automatic columns such as date of creation, month and year. Finally, I suggest including as well a column for the price that you initially consider for selling or licensing your designs. So now, with this draft in mind, let's create our database in Airtable from scratch. After signing up, you will see the dashboard with some standard bases. You can give your workspace a name now. As you can see, mine is just Patterns Portfolio. Now click in Add a Base, Start from Scratch and give it a name. You can customize a bit the appearance of your base with colors and icons. First thing we see in the spreadsheet is a main menu where you can read Views, Hide Fields, Filter, Group, etc. At the moment, Grid View is the active view that we are using. And if you are familiar with spreadsheet programs such as Excel or Numbers, in this grid view we find a similar spreadsheet look with columns and files. In the first column, if you click in the little arrow on the right, we can rename the field as SKU number. If you click on Customized Field Type, a new window will come up. If you select the little arrow in the blue rectangle, you will display all the possible types of fields that we could select for a primary field. We will keep our single line text field type and we click Save. For the type attribute in the next column, we click in the little arrow on the right. Then click Customized Field Type and a new window will come up. We give the column a name, and if we click the little arrow in the blue rectangle, it will display all the possible field types. We choose Single Select. We add now the two options, vector and raster, and click Save. For the repeat type attribute, we do the same as in the previous column. The field type is a single select, and we include all the repeat types as options. If you forget to include any option, don't worry very much because you can enter them later at any time. Our database is very flexible. Do you remember when we previously agreed that a pattern can belong to more than one category? Well, with that in mind now, for the category column, the field type is multiple select, and we enter all the themes that we can come up with as options. And we will be able to add new options whenever we need. For the inspiration attribute, we also choose multiple select field type, as a pattern could be inspired by more than one style. Enter the different options and save. For the next three columns, collection name, name and colorway, we select single line text field type and save. For the level attribute, we select single select field type, enter the three options and save. For the main colors attribute, we choose multiple select field type, enter some options and save. For the thumbnail attribute, we choose the attachment field type and click Create Field. The next three columns are a bit different as they'll give us automatic values, and this means that we won't need to enter any data. To configure it properly, name the first column Created Time, and now select Formula in the Field Type options. Enter the word Create and Airtable will give you the full formula. Now select and click Create Fill. For the month column, we select Formula as field type and write the word month to find it among all of them. Now, click in between the two brackets and select the option Created Time Fill that you can see in a list below. Now create the field. Finally, for the year column, we select Formula as type field and enter the word year or find it among all the formula options. As before, click in between the brackets and select the option Created Time Field that you will see below. Then create the field. Our last column is the price. Select the currency field type and choose your currency. Click on Create the Field. With our database ready, now it is time to enter some data. Remember that you will be able to add more columns according to your needs or some more options inside the columns that we already have created. Airtable is very flexible. I will show you now how to enter the records. For this example, I will use the two colorways that I have created for a single design. In the thumbnail column, you can drop files or select them from your children's folders. Remember that we will upload here our low-res images. When you have attached them, if you click in the small blue icon on the corner, you can expand the cell. We will include every single attribute of our design in the corresponding column. If you need other options in the columns, you can just add them now. As you can see, the created time, month and year columns will be automatically refilled. Airtable allows you to select and drag the cells to copy the content quickly. When you have finished entering your record in the SKU number cell, you can click the blue icon in the corner to expand the record and see all the details that you have included. Now we are going to include another view for our database, the gallery view. And in this view, our records will show up in a beautiful way, which is perfect to approach visually to our portfolio. If we go to Customize Cards, we will have the option to select the information that we want to display in this view. We can move from one view to another quickly, just clicking on them. This is the current gallery view of my portfolio. We have already talked about the options to customize the cards. And now we are going to see what the filters can do for us. And here is where we will notice that our hard work and effort in entering all the SKU numbers and pattern attributes will pay off. If we go to Filter in the menu, we can now use all the pattern descriptive attributes as filters to locate the records that we might need for a specific matter. Depending on our needs, we can apply more than one filter in our search. Let me show you how it works. The database will give us the records that apply for those filters. And we will be able to locate them very easily in the corresponding parent and children's folders. Not bad, right? So when we have our database ready, the whole portfolio organization system makes sense. Alright, so now we are ready to go into the last lesson.